Hey guys, welcome. So if you saw my last video, there we explored how to play some very cool retro games using a Raspberry Pi. We also saw how to play those games remotely with friends over crazy distances. So if you haven't checked that out, go check it out now. But in this video, we are focusing more on modern games, specifically Pokémon Scarlet and Violet. Now, these two games are meant for Nintendo Switch. So today we'll explore how to play these two games on a PC or Mac. Let's get right into it. This is all possible using an emulator called Ryujinx. Now Ryujinx has a bit of tumultuous history. It has been restricted by Nintendo a couple of times, but this is a viable fork for now. And I'm sure if this gets restricted in some way, there will be more forks that will come up because the concept and the work that went behind the application is phenomenal. Now, first thing we need to do, obviously, is to download this. So I'll just hit download, which will download it in my downloads directory. All right, so let's open that up. It will give me a tar.gz file, and on macOS, you can just double click it and it will extract. On Windows, you can install this little piece of application called 7-zip, which will help you extracting these files. Once you've extracted it, you'll get an executable file, which I'm just going to drag and drop into the applications folder. Now, once we've copied that over, we can head into our applications directory and find Ryujinx. Now, if I try to open this up by double-clicking it, it will give me this error because it's not notarized with Mac. I can just press done here and open up my system settings, go into the privacy and security option and scroll down. Here, I will see an option to open Ryujinx anyway. So I'll click on that and press open anyway. It will ask for our password or biometrics. I'll just give it my fingerprint. And once that's done, Ryujinx will open up. So opening up Ryujinx for the first time, you'll see this message which says keys not found. This is a very important step in installing Ryujinx. You need to acquire and install keys and the Nintendo Switch firmware. So I'll just hit OK. And with this error, I can press OK again. This is just because I have a network-wide firewall running. This might not show up for you. Now, I'm obviously not going to show you how to acquire and download the keys and the firmware, but I'll link to a very handy guide in the description down below where you'll find some pointers. So I have already downloaded the keys and the firmware in my downloads directory. So what I need to do is extract the keys 7z file. Again, on macOS, you can do this by just double clicking, but on Windows, as I said before, you can install this wonderful piece of software called 7-zip to achieve this. Now, once I have extracted the keys, that's all I need. I can go back into Ryujinx and go to Actions, install keys from a directory. So in my downloads directory, I'll find the keys directory and click on open. It says new keys will be installed. Do you want to continue? Yes, I want to continue, and it has been successfully installed. Next, as I said, we also need to install the firmware. So this time we'll select install a firmware from XCI or zip, find our firmware and click on open. Again, it'll ask if we want to do that, and the firmware has been successfully installed. Once the firmware and the keys are installed, we are now ready to add some games. I'm not going to be showing you how to download or acquire those, but if you refer back to the guide I linked down below, you will find some handy pointers there. So back into Ryujinx, I'll go to the options menu and click on settings. Here under the user interface section, I'll find this game directory setting and I can just click on add, find my games directory in the downloads folder and click on open. Now, once I've done that, I will have my games loaded. I just need to click on apply and you'll see in the background the games have loaded. But since we're in the settings, I'll just show you a couple of more settings here as well. So if I go into the input section, this is where you will be able to map your keys, and you'll also be able to map some keys from your game controller if you so wish. I, for myself, like the A key to be X and the B key to be Z, so I will do that. Next, in the graphics section, if you're running this on an M series Mac, you need to make sure that the graphics backend is selected as Vulkan. So with that, I can apply my settings again and hit OK. there we have it. We have both Pokemon Scarlet and Violet loaded. To test this out, I'll just launch one of them. Let's launch Pokemon Scarlet, and as you can see, it launches without a hitch at all. So if I select English and just select any avatar, let's do this, select my name, let's do Ash, and there we have it. It's running, and it's running at a very decent 30 FPS. Now, you can enable cheats and disable VSync to run the games at a 60 FPS maximum, but that is out of the scope of this video. Comment down below if you want a video on that. Now, Ryujinx also allows you to do some pretty cool things with multiplayer games, and I have a video planned for that very soon, so get subscribed if you haven't already. That's it for this video. If you like this video, give this video a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, go subscribe to my channel and hit that bell icon to get all the notifications for new videos as soon as they release. I've also created a Patreon, so if you like what I create, come join me there. Until then, this is Upamanu signing off. Thank you.